Okay, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and call to order the meeting of the White County Alcoholic Beverage Board. Let the record reflect that it is July 11th, 2025. It is 1 p.m. I'm Officer Gillum. I work with the State Excise Police. I'll be leading this hearing. We are missing one of our members, but we do have 3 of us here today and therefore enough to vote. So if you'd like to introduce yourselves, please.
Ron McMurray.
Brandy Page.
And for the record, as of July 1st, all public hearings are being recorded with both audio and video. So that's what this item is up here. So just be mindful of anything you say after this point, as you are being live streamed and recorded for future use as needed. Before we get started, do we have anyone who wishes to voice opposition to any of the permits that are scheduled? Let the record reflect that there are none. If you're here offering testimony today for a new permit, change of ownership, a renewal after violation, I need you to take an oath. So if that applies to you, I need you to raise your right hand. Right hand. Yeah, other right hand.
Sorry.
Okay. I know it's backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, do you all solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the answers you've given on your application or any testimony you give to questions asked by the board be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, let the record reflect that everybody was sworn in. Okay, board members, we have renewals today, no parent violations for the following businesses. We have the Casey's General Store on North 6th Street, the Watering Hole on Northwest Schaefer Drive, Roots Eatery and Pub, North Range Street, that's in Wolcott, the Dollar General on East State Road 16 in Buffalo, Best Western Plus, South 6th Street, Monticello. And that is it for the renewals without violations. Do we have anyone here for those businesses? Board members, questions, concerns? Motions?
I'll make a motion, we approve those.
A second.
Moved and seconded for approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. Okay, next we have a renewal with violation for Northwest Liquors located at 101 East Walnut Street in Chalmers. Permit number DL 9127787. Is that you?
Present.
All right, come on up. You can stand at the podium or you can just stay in front of the board. Okay, you want to just introduce yourself real quick?
Brad Piper, so I own Northwest Liquors.
Brad, how do you spell your last name?
PFEIFER.
You said you're the owner?
Yes, and then my first name BRADLY.
It looks like you're here for a March 22nd, 2025. It was an administrative violation with criminal charges. Looks like sale of alcohol to an intoxicated person. So not having a server training certificate, $1,000 fine was paid.
Yeah.
Do you run this business yourself or?
Yes.
Okay. Were you there on the day of the incident? Okay. Had an employee running it for you?
Yeah.
But you're familiar with the incident?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to try and explain what happened?
I wasn't there, but I believe that we obviously served a person that was intoxicated and should have not been served and showed signs of intoxication.
Who was it that had done that?
That was my employee, Charles Yerk.
Charles, a longtime employee or?
Yes, he had been. I've only owned the business for less than a year.
Second. Does he still work with you?
Yes, he does.
So I'm assuming when people are hired on, they have to go through some sort of training.
Yeah, as he was already employed, I went over some things.
Okay, so this is an inherited employee.
Yes.
Do you know how long he'd been there before?
No, I mean, I assume a good amount of time.
Did you retain all of the staff?
I did, but I've had staff change since then.
Give me a second, I'm trying to find some information. Do you want to kind of describe the sort of training you put employees through when they're hired on?
I always tell everybody, if they don't look over 40, because that's the law, to make sure that they know the card people and no excuses if they don't have their ID. To look at the ID, you make sure there's a back on the ID, you take it out of whatever wallet or they have. And, look for signs of people that are underage or close to being under 40. to also make sure, like, as we're serving people, to kind of count if they come back later the day, make sure that you haven't overserved a person, even though they're obviously not consuming stuff in the store, but
Who was the employee?
Charles,
Your,
here. So I've also told him since then that, it's not important to make a sale, it's important to, get everybody home safe. And to make sure that, can't serve anybody that shows signs of intoxication. I made sure he went and redid the training again,
the,
the state training. Immediately because I knew of the incident.
you probably don't need me to lecture you on the risks associated with sending somebody out of your business after, when they're intoxicated and serving them alcohol.
No, we don't want anybody to die, and that's not the purpose of, a liquor store, a package store. It's to serve people that are responsible, that aren't drunk.
If I understand this correctly, he was actually outside of the business when the person had pulled up, got out of their vehicle, and was noted as stumbling, greeted them as they were walking in. Did I read that correctly? You may not know.
I think the person was in the business long enough that he should have been able to tell that they were intoxicated.
Yeah, it appears pretty obvious to the officers who were watching the business. How old is the employee?
He's 65.
And he's been working in the alcohol business for a while?
Yeah.
Probably taken the training multiple times.
Yes, I would say.
One thing that was noted in the report is that when they talked to him about observing for signs of intoxication, he only knew a couple of them. And I think in this particular case, like, they weren't subtle, they were pretty obvious. But, if he was cited or charged criminally for that?
He definitely received a ticket. I don't know if criminal charges were given.
Board members, do you guys have any questions or concerns? I would just tell you that you're lucky that he didn't leave there and cause an accident. I sit on a lot of these boards and I get to hear what happens at that point, and it's never good, so.
No, I've expressed that he doesn't have another chance. That he has to, any doubt in his mind, he has to make sure, send him home, without alcohol. Don't have to leave.
Do you have any questions that we can answer for you, or? Have you been through the state's mandated training yourself?
Yes. I've been employed in the liquor business over 20 years.
It's first time owning a package store?
Yes.
It's not a very nice welcome to the game, I suppose, but you're gonna have to keep an eye on it.
Yes, definitely.
Further violations generally lead to a board seriously looking at revoking your license if the state hasn't already done it, so. Board members, questions, concerns, motions? We do have the options to renew for a 2-year period, a 1-year period, which would be an informal probation, or we could deny the permit.
Has they had a violation before? I guess would be my question.
Not under your ownership.
Yes, it has. We had a tobacco violation as well this year.
What were the details on that one?
The person was, under 18 or not to 20, like they're supposed to be. And they bought tobacco only and were sold tobacco products.
It shouldn't have even been in the store, right?
Yeah, they shouldn't have been in the store at all. Yeah.
It's only mildly relevant as we discuss this current violation, but how did that happen?
It was another employee, Alice, and she, watched them and she didn't card person for cigarettes. She didn't think that was appropriate because it was cigarettes, but obviously that's not the law.
Let's just say it wasn't even for cigarettes. I mean, he should have been carded and trying to come into the business in the first place. Does she still work there?
Yes,
Do you have a hard time finding employees?
yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to really, I'm assuming like these people probably did not get caught the very first time that they committed these offenses. So you're gonna have to make sure you're watching it. Is this your only job or you have a full-time career as well
I have a full-time job at another liquor store, another package store,
as an employee?
as a manager.
Okay, manage one, own the other?
Yes,
Try to buy that one at some point?
maybe. I don't know.
I would argue that would probably serve you better to actually be at your own store managing, but I get the financial aspects of that. Okay, thoughts? It's something you may have just a little bit of an issue with management, making sure people understand, especially if you're there on a regular basis and these things are still happening. It's not like you're running a crazy high volume store or anything, so. Okay, sorry, if I keep asking you what your thoughts are, then I interrupt you. My apologies. Ron? Ready?
I don't think. So I have a suggestion. I move we only renew for 1 year.
Okay, so we have a motion for a 1-year approval. Okay,
Yes.
do we have a second?
I would second that.
It's moved and seconded for a 1-year approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. Consider that informal probation by the board. So a standard 2-year period, we'll probably like you back here next year. And I would not want to see any more violations, so
Yes, sir.
whatever you need to do to tighten it up, I would probably do that, so.
Yes, sir.
And do you have any questions for the board, or do you have contact information for the local officers?
I mean, I could probably use the,
Come up here real quick. I'm not gonna ask you your phone number on the record, but if you'd like to, down here under your name, write down your cell phone number.
Yeah.
I will send you my contact card. If you need something, feel free to
okay.
call or text. But not after 5 PM.
Yes, sir.
I was kidding. You're free to go.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, sir. Okay, next we have a renewal with violation for USA Restaurant located at 1515 North Main Street, Monticello. Permit number RR 91222887. Yep, come on up. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
And what is your name for the record?
Sophia Mills.
Sophia. And you've owned this, I think we talked about this before we started the meeting, for a little over 20 years.
Yes,
It's your first violation,
yes.
and you probably don't want to be here again, do you? Okay, so we're looking at today it looks like an April 10th, 2025 alcohol compliance failure. So officers brought in somebody that was underage
Yes,
and they were furnished alcohol, paid $1,000 fine.
yes.
When you hire employees, do you go through any sort of training with them or just rely on the state's training?
So I give the application, they have, for the permit.
Okay,
I tell everybody, call everybody.
employees are supposed to go through the state's mandated training program, which covers checking IDs, dealing with intoxicated patrons. Most of the basic laws and rules that affect your permit. Do you know if they're doing that?
I say hard to keep employees that come and go,
Well, this is a requirement of them and you to maintain those records, so. I will get your email address before you go and I will send you some information just so you understand
Yes,
what's required of you. And then you'll have my contact information. You can call me if you have questions. Remind me, is this your first violation?
yes, sir.
Okay, and I'm not familiar with your business. Is it family dining, breakfast, lunch,
And dinner.
breakfast, lunch and dinner? You do not have a physical bar?
No.
So the alcohol is stored,
Yes,
you do have a bar?
no,
Yes.
just, beer and wine,
Okay, stored in the back room and then walk to the tables.
yes,
How much do you sell?
not much.
Not much.
No.
So you're not doing it every day and you're probably not completely used to check IDs, so it could be a kind of a surprise for employees when someone does order. Is that fair? Do you sell alcohol most days? Or do you have days without it?
Days without.
Okay.
Because it's family type, restaurant.
How many employees do you have?
And I've probably 20,
How many of those serve alcohol?
and just my girls,
How many?
5.
Okay,
And I'll be there all the time,
you're there all the time.
yes.
I need a break, don't you?
No, I have no choice. I have to be there.
Gotta watch them. Okay. Well, I'm assuming that the $1,000 fine got your attention. I know you didn't enjoy
I know. pay the fine.
and you didn't want to come in here, so
No, I'm not.
try to be nice to you. I will send you an email with some information for you. Then if you have questions, follow up.
Yes.
Because eventually you'll be checked again and officers are gonna make sure that you're doing what's required of you. Board members, same thing. Lesser than the last one, so I don't know that we need to do a 1-year approval, but that would be your option.
I do,
I'm fine with the normal
Um,
renewal.
I'm fine with,
So I'll make a motion for a standard 2-year approval.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? A motion will carry. Sophia, if you want to come up here real quick,
Yes.
you can come right up here if you'd like. Or you can come over. Can you give me an email address, right?
Okay, of course.
I'll send you some. Okay,
Yes.
for Red Rose Liquor. Permit number DL 91333361. And I already got your name, but if you would just introduce yourself for the record, please.
Yeah, Tucker. The Red Liquor.
So it looks like you're here for a July 18th, 2024 alcohol compliance failure. Charges for furnishing alcohol to a minor, allowing a minor to loiter, failure to check ID for somebody under the age of 40. $1,000 fine was paid. How long have you owned this?
Started like. Just started a new business.
Have you owned any other package stores or restaurants?
So this is,
How many do you currently own? Just that one?
no, this is just,
Are you there all the time or do you let it?
yeah, I'm will be there all the time, but this employee. That day he is sick and he is waiting for another employee to take over his shift.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yeah,
Confirm you had employees working.
yeah, he
You were waiting for somebody else to come in and take
Yeah.
over.
for his shift and he has to go to doctor's appointment. Back knee problem.
How old is he?
He's 60 plus.
How long has he worked there?
He's working when we started. After that, he's been fine.
So he's been there for at least a couple of years. So he should know what he's doing.
Yes, in between this thing happened and we are really strict about this thing. And when we have the system, they can check the ID and everything, but in hurry, he bypassed the ID thing. But then after we really out the system also, everybody has to scan the ID, then after they can say, we are really sorry for that thing happening.
So to be clear, your system requires that they scan in and they ID with them.
When our regular is usually more than 40 plus or something, so they have an option to bypass.
Okay.
Any older person can, so they can bypass the IDs and I think,
So in this case, it was somebody under the age of 21 that they used the bypass on.
yeah, he's in hurry to go. Somebody to work it and he messed up everything. And then after we log the system, everybody has to scan their ID every time.
Is the, any bypass still?
No, we log the system.
And in a smaller town, I'm assuming once word gets out that they require an ID, everybody will bring theirs. In my experience, I would say that if he's used the bypass, I don't know if he was actually sick or if that's just an excuse, but usually when there's a bypass available, people are using it quite often, so.
After that, we don't use the app that much. We use him in emergency. If anybody is not sure, other employee or anything happen, he just can handle that time.
Sure. So employees are trained, or when they're hired, what kind of,
Yeah, we tell them everything like don't that enter to 121 customer, let them come in or anything. The state require the,
Do your employees go through the state training? Are you sure? Because that covers all that stuff, so I just want to make sure that your business isn't relying on you giving them some basic information.
Yeah.
They are required to go through the training, so.
really sorry for that. Try to increase our more thing, so not 21, under 21 people can come in the store and
Just so you understand that you have to card anybody who looks under the age of 40 for sales. Okay. Keep an eye on it. First violation in what, 2-3 years? Board members, questions, concerns? You have a motion?
Like the money, right now.
You want to do it for a standard 2-year approval? It's,
1 year.
you want to do it 1 year?
1.
Okay, Brandy?
I'll second.
Okay. You're gonna do a 1-year approval on this? Keep an eye on it. So, it's a small town, it's not running a lot of volume, it shouldn't be that hard to look at, so. Okay, all in favor of 1-year approval, say aye.
Hi,
Aye, opposed? Okay, motion will carry. Thank you for coming in. Do you need anything from me? Do you need my contact information or? You just come up here. Under your, just give me a cell phone number or email address or both. Make sure I can read it. Let me know if you need anything. Have a good day.
thanks so much.
Hey, board members, we had two Dollar Generals on the agenda for today. Neither one of them had their public notification signs posted. One of those is at 834 North Main Street, Monticello. The other one's at 910 South Main Street, Monticello. Their attorney was notified of the issues, and these will both be continued to tomorrow or to next month. So leaves us next with a new 209, which is a beer, wine, and liquor in an unincorporated area permit for the Sandbar Restaurant and Grill, located at 5263 East Lake Drive, 65 West, Monticello. Permit number RR 914261. So, you want to come on up? Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Jackie Evans, owner.
So, the Sandbar, I have not been in there in feels like at least a decade. How long has it been closed?
So we closed during COVID. I owned it prior to COVID,
Okay,
and then we closed for COVID because at the same time I had Jimmy O's, which was around the corner. So that one we kept open and we closed the Sandbar. And I paid that liquor license for like 3 years just to keep it going because we were always going to open. And I let it lapse. So we have now decided to reopen and had to get everything all new.
how long did you own it before?
2 years before we closed it.
And you said you owned Jimmy O's as well? How long had you owned that one?
8 years.
So one of the things we're doing as a board, we're investigating sort of two things. One is the location, which is why we advertise the alcohol permit hearing on the local newspaper. The ATC website, and then you put up a big orange sign notifying the immediate public who may not have seen it in the local newspaper. So we don't have anybody from the local neighborhood here to speak against you. One question I have with the posting of the orange sign is I really think it should have been out closer to the road because you have a very limited number of the public that's actually going to see it on the window of the business, but we can talk about that later. The other part is basically investigating your fitness as an applicant. We deal with a lot of businesses that are brand new to the industry with zero experience. So those are always, we're hesitant to approve them, though we need to give them a chance. So you've got lots of years operating business. Are you currently a manager anywhere?
Yes, at the watering hole.
Watering hole. And how long have you been there?
4 years, I think now. It's my 4th year. We've never had violations.
What are your responsibilities at the watering hole?
Run the restaurant, run the whole thing.
So the owners aren't actually running it, or?
No, I mean, they're right, but I have to order and do all the, food, even the food and it's a very busy food establishment.
So you're overseeing the kitchen staff,
Yes,
the wait staff,
yes,
bartenders?
Mhm.
Who does the ordering of the alcohol there?
I do.
So as you were sitting here, we've talked about some of the requirements for the other businesses. Employees need to go through training.
Yes.
Who takes care and makes sure the employees are going through training here?
So I do, I have to, first of all, they all have to have their server's permit, so they have to have state, and I check those regularly. Cause I had one time somebody who was, they got a DUI and they're supposed to suspend it or something, and nobody notifies you, but we do check periodically in our records, so I check to make sure their server permits are always up to date.
And have you been through the state server training program
Oh,
yourself?
yes.
How many times? Okay, when was the last time?
Mine is up in February, so I have to do it again in February.
So in that, we talk about, getting alcohol from distributors.
Yes,
They can't go to any stores and purchase it.
yes,
Talking about sales of alcohol to intoxicated patrons, minors, checking fake IDs,
Yeah.
general laws and rules regarding alcohol sales. Okay. How long have you been open at this location currently?
so we're food only. We used to do, and we had to stop what I didn't know, and so we lost a couple of things. So we did, events there, we rented the place out for a party, we did events. They had their catering permit, but once you start applying for a license, you lose that ability to do that, so we're food only.
How many catering events did you have there in, say, the last couple months?
Or maybe two.
Who was catering those?
The dock side or something. like that.
Okay.
They do weddings and birthday parties and,
Okay. Is that, what are their names? I can't remember.
Pam,
Pam Wentworth,
thank you, yes,
and then BJ Kelly does some work with her as well.
I only dealt with Pam,
Okay.
so.
So how many times did you say you had caterers there?
two or three.
How many other times was the business open selling alcohol
That's it,
outside of those?
no, that's it,
You sure?
positive.
I'm gonna remind you that you've been sworn in, you're providing
Yeah,
sworn
we
testimony.
only had alcohol and we had catering permits.
How often are you there when the business is open?
So I'm in and out quite a bit. But I'm there a lot.
So we've heard locally that you have been open and serving alcohol.
Only with the catering permit. That's it.
So where's the
It's like,
alcohol?
we're open right now.
Yeah.
But we can't sell liquor, we just are selling food.
So the Facebook photos that we've seen of the business up and operational with alcohol in it.
Those were catering permit events. But
Okay.
that's it, there hasn't probably been any, like, there's nothing this weekend, because we don't have any event, well, we can't get a catering event anymore. Because once you process, your license gets processed.
So again, I told you,
We
like,
didn't know. And I
Yeah.
didn't read that anywhere, so we had to cancel because nobody told me, just the permit got denied is what happened.
and you live nearby, right?
Yes,
Did you have an event on your private property outside?
yes, we did.
It
They
wasn't,
let us have an event on the property. But we had to have somebody at the door so nobody could go in and out with alcohol. They couldn't go next door.
next door being to the
The
city.
restaurant.
So we've already talked about your experience managing bars. So you're not new to the industry.
Yes,
You know, it's fully regulated. Would it surprise you at all if I told you that undercover officers have made purchases at your bar outside of times that were covered by catering permits?
yes, very much. so.
It is factual,
Really?
yes.
I honestly did not know that.
You're there on a regular basis, right? Nobody else would be using your business, right?
I'm not there all the time, but no, I did not know that.
Yeah, nobody would be popping in there and opening it without your
No.
approval.
No.
So the alcohol that would have been in there, during those times, where would that have come from?
The Here,
I just said it was outside of the catering events. So the caterers bring in their alcohol when they have a permit, then they pick up their alcohol and they leave.
so we did not have alcohol there when we didn't have a permit. To my knowledge, we had a permit every time we had alcohol in there.
Now, you're gonna have to probably prove that. Because if we've got information showing it otherwise, but being that our responsibility is to investigate your fitness as the applicant, knowing what I know, I struggle with any interest in giving you a permit to ride. I think you're operating illegally.
Really?
So if you think you have proof that when you were open and when these purchases were made, that you actually had a permit, because our database shows that you did not. I don't want to see that, so.
So, okay. I honestly thought we had a permit for every time we were open for that.
How many times do you think you were open?
I think like three.
Just three?
I think I'm maybe
Yeah.
three, probably three, maybe four.
3 or 4 times over what period? The last 3 months, 6 months?
No, the last couple months. We didn't even open until Memorial Day.
So essentially you're open 1 day a month?
No, just with alcohol. We were open without alcohol.
So during the times when we did not see a catering permit in our system, there
No,
could not have been any alcohol left over.
no, no. And like if you go in our place right now, the place is open, but there's not one drop of alcohol in the place. The bar is empty, the counters are empty, the refrigerators are empty. Because our food is done off to the side of the bar. So it has its own food refrigerator. So all of those refrigerators and all that are completely empty.
I'm gonna switch directions for just a second. So what is your plan with the bar? Family dining, 21 and
Yeah,
over,
it's
smoking?
no smoking, none of that. It's got so it's like the bar has the partitions around it. So it's family in and out. It's big, people come because there's a stand in there on the one side. There's like a sand pit for kids, and so it's a big family place.
Without any specific numbers, do you know what your projected annual sales are?
It's only seasonal. So,
With a type 209 permit, you're required to do $100,000 in annual food sales.
yes, which will hit that for sure.
That's just food, not alcohol.
So, yeah, we should hit that. Yeah, let's hit that.
Okay, if the permit gets past the board in the state, understand that if you don't meet those requirements the first year, so in your first year, you only sell $50,000 in food. By the end of your second year, you will have had to have hit 200 between the 2 years,
So,
or your permit will be revoked and you'll have to find something different.
okay, so, not much of a year left. How does that work?
Permit year, not physical year.
Yeah. For
So-
the being seasonal.
So this year and next year, probably,
Okay,
not the entire year, just the,
okay.
I'm
they're
covered by your
being
permit.
Open to open.
Yep.
Or year to year.
and then with the limited separation, which is the railing separating the bar room from family room,
Mhm.
that requires that you maintain either 200,000 a year in annual food sales, or maintain a 60% food, 40% alcohol split of sales.
Okay,
Now, there may be exceptions for seasonal facilities or
Yeah.
stuff like that. We can look at that at some point. I don't live here, so I don't know what the word on the street, for lack of a better term, regarding the sandbar is. You guys live here, what do you know?
Up north of Lowe's Bridge, isn't it?
yeah, we're actually north of Lowe's Bridge, yes. It's there's like
On
a,
the west side of the river. of the
yes,
lake.
the Riverside, thank you.
I haven't been since they've
Never been.
reopened, so I've been, just not since you've
Oh.
reopened.
It's a big family place. It's like, it's just. People love that. They begged me for years to reopen it. I just didn't have the bandwidth or the energy or whatever. And So I finally decided to, because it's, you know, after a while, the costs and all that of not being open, it start to, you know, take its toll.
What questions or concerns do you guys have at this point? I know what I know, but you guys are not privy to that information.
I don't have any.
I didn't have any questions. I think you got it.
Okay. So again, you say that over the last few months, you recovered the 3 or 4 times that you're open
Oh,
by permits.
yes, we were.
Okay.
And I'm positive of that. You know,
I think I'm gonna disagree with you that one based on our officers' investigations. And unless, I mean, each of the members has their own vote on it, but I'm gonna vote to deny the permit. Now, I will tell you that if you can prove that you were actually covered, the commission can remand this back to us for further consideration. But that'll be a decision made by the commission. When we're dealing with, just so the board knows, you guys can vote however you want. I don't want to influence you. When we're dealing with new permit applications, and this information comes from the handbook, if you're going to deny a permit, you have to cite one of the following reasons. Number 1, the applicant does not maintain a high and fine reputation in the community. Number 2, there are no need for the services of the applicant at the proposed location. Number 3, the neighborhood and or community does not desire the services, which I would argue the location of the orange sign doesn't accurately notify the public, but at any rate. Number 4, the services at the proposed location would have a negative impact on other businesses in the neighborhood, as well as a negative impact on the neighborhood in general. Number 5, whether the permit premise is located within 200 feet of a church or school. Number 6, the permit premise is located within a residential area as defined by Indiana code. This is not a residential area, is it?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to deny your permit. And I'm gonna cite, reason number 1, that the applicant does not maintain a high and fine reputation in the community. I don't know how people necessarily feel about you, but when people pay for the legal right to sell alcohol and enter into a regulated industry, it does a disservice to them when other people are just potentially doing as they want, taking advantage of something that is not theirs to be used, so,
I was not doing that.
okay.
I mean, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? It's like.
Okay.
My reputation is everything,
Sure,
you
so
know?
that's my motion, so you guys can approve, deny. You can't do it when you're on a new permit.
Can we peek at the Facebook page and see, because you're citing the Facebook page, can I peek it? Or
I'm gonna rely heavily on the officer's investigations.
Okay.
Second, you're denied.
And of those reasons, are you gonna use the same one? Okay. So the permit's been moved and seconded for denial. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Which vote?
Oh, I,
Okay, I didn't hear you, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna deny it. If for some reason we get information in the next few weeks that would lead us to asking that it be remanded back, they can. Or if you get into an appeal hearing with the commission and they want it sent back for further investigation, they may do that.
So what, I'm not clear on what I'm supposed to do.
Not sell alcohol until you have a license.
No,
At this point, you're not getting a license.
I understand.
So I'll tell you, so from this point moving forward, our board is a recommending board. This will be sent down to the commission. Their next meeting is Tuesday, but
Okay,
they would have had to have had this stuff days ago so they could review the recording and get a handle on it. So this will be moved to the first Tuesday in August, which is the 5th. They will have time to review everything before then. At that point, they will make a decision. If they decide to uphold our decision based on the evidence from the officers, then there's a chance for an appeal hearing, but that's it.
is there anything that I can do or should be doing it? I mean, I understand I cannot sell alcohol. I understand that entirely.
Nothing really. No. It's kind of just a sit and wait kind of game at this point, so.
And then if I'm denied, can I reapply at a later date?
If the state upholds your denial, you have to wait 1 year before you can reapply. So, that's all that I have for you at this point. So you're free to go. I do have one other matter for the board. Board members, I meant to continue the watering hole, as it relates to this new application as well. And that's RR 91133, I'm sorry, RR 9133254. I'm going to withdraw my motion to approve. I'm going to make a motion that we continue that for 1 month. So we can find out if there's any connection between these two. So, did we have a second on that one?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I can second.
Okay.
Then.
Moved and seconded for continuance. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I've got that noted. Okay. Board members, I don't have anything else. Do you guys have any questions, concerns?
I do not.
Then I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn. Second,
Second.
moved and seconded for adjournment. All in favor, say aye. Okay, meeting's adjourned.
Wow.